Hey, I'm doing another little video here. It's come with me, and we're going to explore Old Roar Gill and Coronation Wood. And this is a spot where I've done some of my forage for knowledge walks with the local group, Greener Futures and Groundwork Self. Let's jump into the video. So here we are, Old Roar Gill and Coronation Wood. This is just going to be a exploration for the walks that I'm going to be doing. I would have done them by the time this video has been put out, but oh wow. I'm guessing that's feeds a reservoir, maybe, from a couple of places it's meant to. Now, do I take the left or the right? Let's go left today. Now, these walks are not just about foraging, but they're also not about mindfulness. Well, not only about mindfulness. It's a way of escaping out of your own head and noticing stuff that's around you. I do want to go down there. I'm going to take you guys down there, but then we're going to come back, continue on the route, because some of the people that come on my walk have a slightly limited mobility, but take you through here. Wow. Now, if I remember, this plant here, I don't think I can zoom in. No, I can't. I'll have to see if I can get a bit closer. Let's see how close I can get with this thing. See that big, sort of like Jurassic Park looking plant there? If I remember, where I've seen it before, it's called bear's breeches, and they can grow absolutely huge, and you can make them into a poultice or paste. To those that don't know what poultice is, rub it on dislocated joints and it soaks in and it helps the muscles expand and contract, so it's easier to put it back in to place. So yeah, that's where we just came from, but we want to carry on heading up past the houses, so maybe we are going the right way. We go this way. See, this is the first time actually properly exploring these woods. I thought I'd take you guys along with me as I plan out my route for the wild walk and non-edible foraging walk. See, now this is another part I didn't even know was here, because I've never really been through these woods. Now I know I want to head to the right, but I also kind of want to go this way. Maybe this will be a route for another day. Next week maybe. Well, we would have probably already done this walk as well. Yeah, this is still Old Roar Gill. I'm not going to show you lower down on this sign because it's been vandalised. But I'll move down here. See, now they've got a dog control order in place, but makes it illegal to have your dogs off lead in these areas, but a lot of people still do. You see people have left the pumpkins out for the animals. I mean, we don't get that much deer near to the town centre here. You have to go further afield to local villages, just outside of Battle, Crowhurst, Robertsbridge, Westfield, Three Oaks. There's a load of local villages. I've seen deer by Battle, I've seen deer by Three Oaks, by Sedlescombe. But Hastings, I've never seen a deer. Right, so basically I'm taking you guys on my risk assessment walk. Where I've got to not only find things that I can explain to the group that I know, or things I can learn about that I can explain to the group, but I've also got to assess the walk to make sure it's safe and make sure I've got any risks. Basically, I'm going to say assessed. But yeah, I've got to make sure I assess all the risks so that it's safe enough for us to walk this walk. Now, there's steps here, that'll be the safer way. Sorry about the glare from the sun, it's peeking through the trees. It's not very warm, but here we go. Now, in this part of the wood, which not a lot of people know, even those that have lived in Hastings all their lives, some part in this wood is a number of waterfalls. Which would be, I'm guessing, that way, but I've got to do this the safe way for the participants. So we come down the steps and across this bridge. We'll have a look towards that way. Now it does seem to be pretty safe that way, but with the water risk, right, it's me doing the walk. If I find it to be too dangerous, then I'll come the other way with the participants. I'll take you guys with me along this little brook, stream, or whatever you want to call it. And see if we can follow it all the way up. Whoa, squirrel made me jump then. Hello, Squizzer. I'm going to take a walk up here. Definitely something used to be here. Now this is a lovely walk. We've got the ferns, the holly, the ivy. Here the running water. Definitely where we need to be going. And then I'll have to do this walk again, but find a different route to show them different places. And this water's getting quite deep. And all these fallen trees dammed it up. mud piles. So but yeah, this is Old Roar Gill and Coronation Wood. It stretches quite far from down by Alexandra Park, which is our main green space near the town centre, and it stretches up into the little offshoot of Hastings, Silver Hill, which sort of connects St Leonard's and Hastings together, because behind all of that, and then travels all the way up to a place called the Ridge, where the hospital is, local hospital, Conquest Hospital is, where my kids were born. Now here on this log, some of the only mushrooms I know that I can positively identify. These are only little ones, but there we go. Dropped it now. Where did I drop it? There. So yeah, these are called King Alfred cakes, and if you haven't seen the video, I'd go back and check it out. But these mushrooms, if you crack them open, you can start a fire, start embers for a fire with those. So, oh, and here just above the King Alfred cakes is St John's Wort. Now you can actually buy St John's Wort, not the plant, but a medicine made from St John's Wort. You could buy over the counter, and from what I have found out, it is sorry, used to treat depression and mental disorders. We're going to go up these steps here, nice slow pace. Now I'm only going to take you guys as far as the waterfalls, because I don't want the video to be too long and bore you guys to death. So I'm hoping that's a spruce tree over there, so that I can try this spruce gum that Tony and Joni were telling me about. Now this ferns need to be cut back a little bit, but this is why we do these walks ahead of time, to do the hazard perception, no, that's driving, risk assessment, that's the one. So we've got a couple of muddy looking steps, and that step's there, but we're getting closer. You see down there all the fallen trees. People have put nice steps in here, even if the ground is falling away. It could do with a rail maybe, or clearing back to the left side as we're walking, just to make the path a bit wider. Now this part of the risk assessment is about falls, but everything I've noticed so far is covered by the risk assessment I've already done for other woods. So risk of drowning, risk of falling, risk of injury from above with falling stuff like squirrels. A funny story while we're on our little mission to find the waterfalls. While doing one of these risk assessment walks, I was walking along, heard a noise, I looked up, all of a sudden there's this big shadow come flying down towards me, and I don't know why, but instinctively I ducked. Don't know what that would have done, so my instincts are probably shot, but the squirrel landed on me. 1 second, just pause it. Yeah, sorry, just have to pause that. There was a jogger. Yeah, and this squirrel fell out the tree, or jumped and missed, landed straight on my back. Did make me jump, but afterwards I thought it was hilarious. So, right, just noticed here that somebody has painted a couple of little paw prints on the tree. I don't know if that's a volunteer group or something that's been in here to say that this is a wildlife trail, like in Summerfield's Woods, which I took you guys to. They had the little posts and that up that said that these type of animals live here. So I don't know, that maybe that might be it. But yeah, I'm definitely going the right way. Now I'm in a bit of these woods that I know a little bit because there's a bridge that's going to be above us just up there. Now that bridge is what connects Hastings town centre to Silver Hill and St Leonard's, and we want to go under this bridge. Now the jogger came through here, unless he's a magic jogger that disappeared. He's gone through here as well. All this lovely ivy growing. Even though we're quite far into the woods, you can see there's been vandalism and destruction by louts, as I call them. Horrible, horrible youths. I don't know if you can see, there's a load of rubbish that they've dumped. I can't get over there. I have to find a way down to come back and do the litter pick. But it's wantonness, destruction and laziness like that. It's not even artistic. It's vandalism for the sake of vandalism. But we're following the water, and so far it's been okay, this trail. Yeah, it's not even... Now if there was something artistic on there, that wouldn't be so bad. It's just tagging, and they just climb up and tag everything you can. Now some of these might be really good artists, but to me that's just needless vandalism. Beer cans. I'll pick that up now. Let's pick that up. I'll keep that in my pocket. Put it in a bin when I get near a bin. Now here is the first little waterfall, and a lot of people that are in Hastings don't actually know these waterfalls are here, like I was saying before. And until I explored this little part of the woodland a while ago, I didn't know this was here. But this is only one. Let's carry on. Now we cross over the bridge. Again, there's a lot of bridges on this walk. And we've seen some King Alfred cakes and some St John's wort, ferns, which are good for chucking on top of shelters, basically coverings. The holly and the ivy, which is good for Christmas decorations, which reminds me, with Christmas coming up, if I don't say it before, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you have a lovely new year. But I will be coming down to get some holly and some ivy from various different places and making some Christmas decorations, maybe a wreath. Right, I'm just going to head back this way. I know I came across the bridge, but I'm going to get my feet wet a little bit because I want to take you guys close to this other one. There we go, got a little step here. Little tiny fairy steps onto a drain. So get down onto this log. Now I won't be doing this with the participants, but for the purpose of this video and for you guys I will. And when I come with the participants, we'll be walking back along there. Oh, the jogger man's back. So, step over there, that's it. Now, so yeah, just for the purpose of this video, I'm taking you guys along this bit. But when I do the walk with the participants, we'll be carrying on that path there. And then here we go, standing in the puddle, work our way up with the little one. It goes up to about there. So it's a good 15 foot. I'll try and carefully work my way up the waterfall a little bit so you guys can see. See, now I don't know a lot about Coronation Wood or Old Roar Gill, so I'll do some research and I'll post what information I find in the description. But that's only the second waterfall, there's still another, at least one more. Now I've got to try and walk back down here without slipping on my bum. Right. Step over this log. There we go. Then we get back on the other side. So we're going to step onto this base here. Oi! And that's what I like to see. So clear. Running water. And to think that people want to ruin it by dumping their rubbish and destroying stuff. And we've got some hazel trees in here, and if I remember from what I was told before, there's oak trees in here as well. There's birch trees. Now, I'm not very good at identifying trees. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I never claim to be an expert in this stuff. I am learning. But I can quite confidently identify a handful of plants without having to check in the book or having to look it up. It's like these ferns, I know they're ferns or bracken, but I don't know exactly what ones they are. So, but the next foraging book is in the works, and like the last one, it will be not just edible but medicinal, poisonous and other uses. And also working on the recipe book, which has already got nearly 20 entries in there. The recipe book is taking longer because I want to test these recipes out and make any little tweaks to them that I feel are necessary, like with the hawthorn sauce. You guys have seen that I've tried that one on the thing. Also, it's a bit boggy, so but also with like the horse chestnut shampoo, which I will do a video on that as well. But I just want to test these time old recipes out and tweak them if I feel they need the tweak. If not, I will leave them as they are. Yeah, I know, so I ate them a lot. I'm not very good at this speaking, like engaging with people. It's okay talking to the camera. Nerves is the big thing. So come along another little bridge here. Whoa! Rat just ran past me. Now that's another thing that I've not disclosed. Wild rats make me very nervous. I do not know why. I have no problem with pet rats or tame rats, but there's something about wild rats that really sets my teeth on edge. So I just thought I'd let you know, if I scream like a little girl, that's because there's a wild rat. And I do mean I will scream. There we go. So this is an actual walk, and I think there's even been some work done since I was last here. In fact, I can guarantee there's been work done since I was last here, because as you can see, the fence dramatically changes. Now these footpaths are meant to be maintained by the East Sussex County Council, and apparently they are protecting and maintaining public rights of way. However, Hastings Council saw it fit to cut the budget for the rangers, and now there is only one ranger to maintain all of these nature reserves and sites of nature conservation. In Hastings there are 9, all spread out in various locations, and there is one man called Nick the Ranger who is doing his absolute bloody best that he can do, but he is one man. Now if I can get an interview with Nick, that would be great, and I'll do that on video and that for you guys. But his work is so important, especially now in these times, and he is the only person doing it. I mean, all these volunteer groups are great, and they come in and they help for a bit and then they disappear, or they have their own little bit that they concentrate on. And yes, there are amazing groups, one of which I will highlight, or have highlighted, which is Cleaning Up St Leonard's. It's a group of people. If you live in Hastings, St Leonard's, you might have seen them with their bright high-vis jackets on. Tidy Up St Leonard's or Cleaning Up St Leonard's. They go around and they pick up litter from. They just go on the walk. They collect bags and bags of litter that people are too lazy to put in the bin or too lazy to take home with them. And they're doing a great job. So it's people like that are continuing to do great work. But Nick is an amazing guy, and he needs help. But the issue is funding, because the council do not want to fund it. It's not on their remit. I think councils and stuff like that need to be held to account for these green spaces, but that's what they probably know better than I do. I'm just one person who rants. I do try to get involved with these volunteer groups, like you saw with the Team C. That's something that me and the family do every so often when we get the chance, and everyone's on a good health day. We go down and we tidy up, pick up the rubbish as we're walking along, and do it as well when we're walking the dogs through the woods. Like I said, when everyone's on a good health day, we walk through the woods and we pick up rubbish as we're walking along. I would really like to get hold of some what are they called? These little rings that you can hook black rubbish bags or garbage bags onto and carry around with you. It's like a handle, and a few litter pickers, and take them on these wild walks so that we can clear up as we're walking through. That would be a good thing. See if I can get some sort of grant or donation or something from some company to donate some litter pickers and these bag handles. It would be better if a donation came from a company, because then it shows a wanting to help instead of just money. But hey, if I have the money, I'll buy them myself. So when I have the funds, I'll just buy some. Right, here we are. Now, what are we at? 19 minutes on that timer, but we've stopped the video a couple of times. So we've got to be 25-30 minutes. Now I don't think there's more waterfalls. I could be wrong. Now we could take that path up there, which I think will take us onto a main road. Or we could go that way. I think I'll have a wander down there for a minute. Might even have a sit on the bridge, finish this video off. But such a lovely place, and even though we're so close to a main road, lovely and quiet. Ah, there's steps in there. So I think, oh look, some wood pigeons up on the hill. Let's leave them be. Now, part of me wants to explore that. But I need to plan out this walk properly tonight. So, let's keep walking. I know I said I was only taking you as far as the waterfalls, but I'm sure I can hear another one. I just love the autumn colours. Plenty of nuts on the ground, underfoot, I can hear them crackling. Plenty of birds about. And I was right. There is another waterfall. Now, it's boggy here as well. So I will suggest sensible footwear for the participants. Now, this would be a good thing. This is obviously a dead end. We went up the stairs last time, but come up here, we'll get some information for you guys, and then when I take the participants, we'll give them some information as well. So it says, welcome to Little Roar Gill in Old Roar Gill. The gill stream environments. The word gill comes from the Old Nordic word and describes a steeply sided stream valley cut into the hillside. Old Roar Gill is 8 hectares of local nature reserve, consisting of ancient woodland which sits atop of Alexandra Park. The woodland is a little known gem surrounded on all sides by residential housing. This deeply cut narrow valley runs along the path of the stream that starts from the sandstone ridge to the north of Hastings and continues through Alexandra Park and finally out to the sea. The name Old Roar is from other large waterfalls further north, where the stream plunges over hard rock, and after heavy rainfall, falling water makes a roaring sound. Now the gills are a haven for wildlife and plants. The tree cover creates a consistent damp and shady microclimate. Coupled with the sandstone rock, this provides a habitat for rare ferns, mosses, lichens, liverworts, plus bluebells, red campions, yellow archangels, lady smocks, primroses and violets. The upper slopes of the gill are covered in mature woodland, some of which is ancient forest dating back to the 1600s. Now from this picture, it shows different parts that they've found, and this was done by the Sussex Wildlife Trust. It's a great bunch of people they are. So A, where did we find A? It's up on the rock over there. So up there we have mosses and bracket fungus. Can't quite see, oh yeah, no, I can't quite see them. I thought I did, but it's not, just leaves. But up there on that wall is some bracket fungus and moss. Now B is ancient ferns, which we have some right here next to us. So there was that. C has been on a big, well, it's actually been removed, but it was moss growing on ancient logs. Oh no, there we go. On that log just there. I don't know if you guys can see on the side and at the top. And D is the resistant ashdown sandstone layered deposits, and they are rumoured to be 140 million years old, which is what all of this little waterfall is made from. And F is the leaf litter from all the surrounding trees, but the colour of it is absolutely beautiful. Love all the golds and browns. Now G is the heart's tongue. Where's G? There. So I'm guessing with that log being there, the heart's tongue should be there. And then H, which I can't see, it's there. There's all that dead wood over there as well. Insect habitats. Now, there was some toothwort, and it was taken a picture of in April, May time. That's the time it was bloom, and it looks like a sort of like a parasite plant. Now the steep banks are covered with a variety of ferns, and they were a delight for Victorians during the Gothic revival period of the 1850s. So I don't know if you can see all the way up and around, and there's ferns absolutely everywhere. And Hastings was, during this time, was becoming a seaside resort, with Old Roar Gill actually appearing in guidebooks as a mighty roaring waterfall. And you can see, I don't know if you can see in this little picture, that's an etching that was taken from the book. Yeah, and that's how it appeared in the guidebook in 1794. See, now, if you walk back along the path, which I don't think they'll still be there, but in fact, actually some of them are, because I walked on them. We might see the remnants of the Victorian pathways and bridge supports, which is what we saw when I was crossing over to the waterfall and across back, and there was the stone walls and stuff in the stream. So this was used during the Victorian times to advertise Hastings. It was actually in the guidebook as the Old Roar Gill waterfall. So that's something I didn't know. So let's spin you around, have the waterfall in the background as we're finishing off. Can you see the waterfall? No, it's too far. Let's go that way. There, that way. It's a pain trying to get this camera right, because it is the phone and I'm just using a selfie stick. In fact, this is the same selfie stick that Scott at Rambling at the Bronze has got. And not only is it a selfie stick with a button, which I have conveniently lost, but it is also a tripod. So I'm going to set this down and see if we can get a good picture of the waterfall. Oh, it's a bit boggy. Yeah, let's see if we can set that down there. There we go. Because I've got the phone plugged in as well. So that, guys, is Old Roar Gill. Thanks for coming along on the walk with me. I've learnt a few things. I didn't know this was actually part of the guidebook to Hastings. It's like roaring waterfall. So I've learnt something. I hope you guys have learnt something too. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thumbs up from me.